All right, we have breaking news right now. I'm NBC10's Keith Jones.
And I'm Erin Coleman. See that building behind me? You're about to watch the end of an era at the Jersey Shore. That right there is the former Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino. It is about to be imploded. We've got you covered with several different camera angles at the scene. This building has been a fixture in Atlantic City since 1984. That's when it went up along the boardwalk. And it has been, I mean, it was like really the centerpiece, and we're not overstating that, the centerpiece of the boardwalk. So many people would come here, celebrities, entertainers, you name it. They wanted to be seen at this venue here.
That's right, a site of many huge venues as well. Gosh, tons of world champion boxing matches, whether they took place there or in Boardwalk Hall next to it. And you're taking a look at this right here. 32 stories, 906 rooms, 321 feet tall. Surely not the largest building there in Atlantic City, but one that you could see here from Skyforce 10. Again, we are waiting about maybe 20 seconds away from this implosion to happen. Something they've been planning for quite some time. That casino closed in 2014. You might recall, one of 4 different casinos to close that year in Atlantic City. And it's just the main building that's going down. There's an east tower that's part of that same property, which is going to be kept in place. We're about 4 seconds away from 9 a.m., so let's see if this implosion takes place on time.
This is a live view from Skyforce 10. And so demolition crews, as you mentioned, Keith, they have been planning for this for months. We know that they have, explosives strategically placed. This is what they do. They've got to get this right.
That's right.
And this is an implosion. So they've got to get this right. We know that a pretty large area around this has been evacuated. So what you're looking at right now, you see the tower, but there is nobody around. Just in case, we want to make sure we do this safely. We want to make sure everybody is secure. Initially, there was an auction to see if somebody could push the button, but they said, nah, for safety reasons, we don't want anybody that close. So people are at a very safe distance. And we know that people have been starting since 7 a.m. To start going into Bader Field. That is where they wanted people to go, which is quite a distance away from here, but it gives you the perfect view, unless you're in Skyforce 10, clearly, because this is a great view. But that's the best view to see this safely, and we want this to happen safely.
Yeah, people were lining up there at Bader Field hours ago. Randy Gyllenhaal was out there live, and that's a good ways away. You can see the building quite clearly from there, though. And they were able to raise $17,000 for the Boys and Girls Club of Atlantic City for these VIP arrangements to be able to view this building up close. If you're just watching us now, it is 9:01, 30 seconds past 9:01. In fact, this demolition was supposed to take place at 9 o'clock sharp. One of the major concerns you might imagine during this implosion is the buildings around it, particularly Boardwalk Hall. It is registered as an historic place, built in 1926. For as much fanfare as the Trump Plaza Casino and Hotel gets, Boardwalk Hall certainly might be the jewel of Atlantic City. Not the primary convention hall anymore, but that's the building right there to your left. And we're focused in on, the spot between Mississippi Avenue and Columbia Place, right along the boardwalk. Surely nobody on the boardwalk or beach right now in the nearby vicinity.
Yeah, the Trump Plaza was closed in 2014. And the building has fallen into disrepair. I mean, so much so that there were chunks of the building that were falling, and that was definitely a safety hazard for anybody that was near the building. And so the folks in AC decided, hey, look, this has got to come down. We can no longer have this building standing. It is too large. Not only is it an eyesore, but it has become dangerous for the people there. So it is coming down. It's 9:02 right now, so a couple of minutes behind schedule. But hey, listen, we need the demolition crews to set what they're going to set to make sure they are 100% certain that this comes down in the right way, safely. What we're told is that they, again, they have put dynamite or whatever explosive device they're using all around the base of this building, and it is going to implode on the inside like a house of cards, no pun intended, but implode into itself so that we don't have anything flying out, beyond Trump Plaza. But this is historic. And, we've been hearing stories here on NBC10, and NBC10.com we have been telling stories of people who have worked in that building,
Right.
who have the people who have delivered drinks to the celebrities, Aretha Franklin, and the like, that were staying in this building. And we even told the story of a gentleman who was had worked there, who flew back from Atlanta, came back from Atlanta because he wanted to see this come down in person. A lot of memories for the folks that live in this community, that worked here, whether you think it was an eyesore, past couple of years, or whether you think, hey, you know what, this is history. I want to watch it in person because this was a fond place for me back in the day.
Yeah, 4 minutes after 9 o'clock right now, 4 minutes past the time they said they were going to implode this building. To give you some perspective here on just the size, 321 feet tall, about half the size of Ocean Resort Casino that's nearby there in Atlantic City. It consists of 906 rooms spread out across 32 floors. 90,000 square feet of space, but prime real estate there once this thing does come down. And again, the cost of renovating this thing deemed to not be worth it compared to the space that this is going to create for some prime real estate. 2.5 acres about. That's the footprint. And again, wedged next to Boardwalk Hall, and on the other side, the east tower of Trump Plaza, which for the time being at least is staying up. The decision apparently there made by billionaire Carl Icahn, who owns both of those structures. If you're walking along the boardwalk, this is a familiar sight. That front facade is pretty iconic. You see Boardwalk Hall, obviously, which is old, back in the 1920s. Then you pass Trump Plaza, and then you might recognize the Rainforest Cafe, which is on the other side, and Nathan's on there on the boardwalk. And you see that front facade there. But again, we're waiting on this implosion to take place. This was built by former President Trump in 1984, part of 3 Trump buildings there in Atlantic City, including the Trump Taj Mahal, which is now the Hard Rock Casino, and the Trump Castle, named the Trump Marina, which is now the Golden Nugget down there. And it also revolutionized that spot in Atlantic City. Big events would be held at Boardwalk Hall, and the after parties, as Aaron mentioned, would be taking place in Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino. There'd be movie star sightings, celebrities, rock stars in there. The Monkees made their comeback reunion right there. Not to mention Mike Tyson knocked out Michael Spinks in 91 seconds famously there. So a lot of fond memories for people. More than 1,000 people out of work when it closed down in 2014. One of 4 different casinos there to close down in Atlantic City. And this is the end of an era, certainly.
It really is. And
the reputation of this building also, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention, soured with regard to the way you feel about former President Donald Trump. And again, the building in disrepair, pieces falling off of it. NBC10 Jersey Shore Bureau reporter Ted Greenberg doing a number of different stories on the bidding process that took place until the bidding was closed.
It most certainly became downright dangerous. If you're just joining us here on NBC10.com or through the NBC10 app, we are awaiting the implosion of Trump Plaza. That's what you're looking at right there, the dark building in the middle of your screen. This is a view, probably the best view in the house from Skyforce 10 above. The implosion was supposed to happen at 9 o'clock this morning. It is 9:07, but we most certainly want the demolition crews to take their time and get this right. So we're a little bit behind schedule, but that is okay. When the building comes down, we're going to be right here with you, and we're going to watch it with you as it happens. We have no warning, so when we see it coming down, then there it goes.
And it looks like it was done successfully just from that. Boy, oh boy, and you see the clouds of smoke coming on up. You hear the screaming.
You hear the cheers.
Sounds like it's from our camera out at Bader Field, where they charge $10 a car to be able to watch this. Better view is the VIP area. One group raised about $17,000 for the Boys and Girls Club there in Atlantic City. But boy, an historic sight. It's gone.
In a matter of seconds.
Yes.
I mean, I think it was, 2 seconds, 3 seconds that it started to come down there. As Skyforce 10 widens out, you can see the smoke plume that has overtaken that area of the boardwalk, that area of Atlantic City in a matter of seconds. You said it, Keith. An historic change to the skyline there in Atlantic City. And here's that shot you were talking
shot.
about from Bader Field. That's the view. That's the view that city officials, city leaders wanted you to have. A safe distance away, but still able to see in real time the implosion. And by all accounts, just from what we can tell here, a successful implosion of Trump Plaza that was built in 1984. Truly the end of an era there.
And just from appearances alone, it appears to have been successful. I'm taking a look at I imagine their biggest concern was probably Boardwalk Hall. You can always rebuild a portion of the boardwalk, right? The area was evacuated. We haven't received any reports of anything going awry. Boardwalk Hall, of course, an historic place right next door to the left if you're looking at Skyforce 10 right now. I can guarantee you, from being down the Jersey Shore, you could see Atlantic City from certain spots in Ocean City and in different places up and down the shore. I'm sure they're seeing the plume of smoke. It's a clear enough day where they might be able to spy that from a distance. Speaking of from a distance, did you see how many cars were at Bader Field? They
started lining up before the gates opened at 7, but there were people there before 7 o'clock this morning, just wanting to get a spot, get a look. You're looking at a live shot there. People starting to get back into their cars, and a lot of them come with memories, with history. They wanted to see it one last time. They wanted to see it come down. Some people worked in that building for decades. It stood since 1984, and here we are, mid-February. It has come down.
Certainly an iconic shot as you look across Skyforce 10, all along the beach in Atlantic City. What was once the centerpiece of Atlantic City, coined that good marketing there back in 1984, is no longer there. And it now begs the question, what do you do with that space? Certainly so many options, prime real estate there on the boardwalk, and a cleanup process that's about to begin that's going to take quite some time.
Yes, but a lot of people in that community, as we've mentioned, we're ready to see it. We're ready to see it go.
Yep.
In its heyday, it was the place to be, but in the past few years, to say it became an eyesore or a dangerous situation or just, a lot of people were ready to see it go. So a lot of people are happy. You hold on to the memories. You remember all the memories that you have of it being there, but they're happy to see it go. And, we will see what comes. That is prime real estate right there. I bet developers are clamoring to get a piece of that if something isn't already, in the works.
Yeah, we're working right now to get a replay of this implosion. In fact, we've got it. So let's see if we can listen and watch as the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino goes down. And you know what? We're not going to have the sound of it, but we're going to be able to see it. Look at this successfully go off. You see, some debris there from around the windows.
Wow, that's the shot right there. That's the shot right there. About 5-6 seconds?
Amazing.
6. Yeah, kudos, by all accounts to the demolition crews.
Right.
But, this was not an easy task.
No.
There's always something that could go wrong. We've seen it before in other areas. Of
course.
So at this point, just from what we can tell, kudos to them for taking their time, for doing it right. This is a live shot of the aftermath. And if you look really closely at that smoking debris, I mean, literally, it all piled up onto itself. So you see what is left of that huge building, the 15th largest building in Atlantic City. And it is all in a nice, neat pile.
You could see, by the way, people walking, well, at least one gentleman there to the left, just to see the perspective of what this pile looks like.
How high it is,
That is enormous, the size of that. But it's incredible that it all imploded in one spot right there. Doesn't appear to have caused much damage to building next to it. Looks like that's a makeshift scaffolding on the top part of your screen, probably in preparation for this.
That is a job well done. I mean, look, I'm a layman here, and I'm not in demolition, but that is a job well done to have that large of a building literally collapse in on itself, and that's the pile that you have. So that's the cleanup that you have. Trump Plaza, no longer standing.
Yeah, Ted Greenberg all over this one with his eyes, of course. Sydney Long is down there right now. Be sure to watch NBC 10 News at 11 a.m. for full coverage of the implosion. I'm Keith Jones.
I'm Erin Coleman.